Hey, I recorded a video in the last couple of days that I was putting new eave troughs on my home, and I had to I used 100 feet of eave troughing, so I had a chance to really do a lot of it, and it rained within 24 hours of me putting it up, and it didn't leak. So here's the video. I didn't edit out a lot of stuff. This way you get to see it, almost every little thing. So if you're thinking about putting up your own eave troughs, which you save a lot of money doing it yourself, I put up 100 foot of it. It cost me under $400. So I'm guessing about $3.50 a foot. So here you go. So right here is going to be the hard. I think it's going to be the hardest part. I just need to put about a 6 foot. It's a bit between 6 and 8 feet long here, and an elbow, a 90. I need one of those on each end. So today my project's going to be to get this piece made, fit, and hopefully even hung up there. Let me get the camera up here. A 90. Okay, right here, this is the most important one of all of them. Okay, this always leaked, this corner here. It leaked. I tried sealing it, replacing it. And what happens is it leaks right here. I mean, just a little, just a drip. And it ends up right there where most people walk down the steps, basically in the wintertime, so you got a place to hang on to. And guess what? There's a big ice puddle right there. Well, that's my project, is to make that, I know it sounds simple, make that 90 and get it up there. And then I'll put a 90 on the other end. I'll tell you what, the reason this is so hard right here is because the steps are in the way. You can't get a ladder up there very well. You got to work underneath the overhang. It's just kind of a pain in the you know what. So if I can get just that up today, I'll be happy, okay? Yeah, not much of a project, right? Well, I'm going to film all these little steps. And by the time I get that one up there, I will have found all the drill sizes I need, and the drills, and the rivets, and all the stuff I need. Right now, I don't really know exactly what I need. I think I do. I hope I have everything, but we'll see. Here's the other end. This is the opposite end of the porch, and I'm going to put something on there, only with obviously going this way. That's my plan. And then tomorrow, if I get that done, when my son-in-law comes here, we're going to put a straight right across here. Doesn't have a drain right there, okay? That's going to be an easy one. This is going to be the hardest one. So, like I say, by the time I get this, you'll be sick of looking at it. But this is the way it happens, you know. You can talk about a project, and I'm going to do it myself. Well, there's more to doing it yourself than the actual final step. And most videos leave out all those steps in between. And then you get all brave, and then you get all mad, and then you half-ass it. Well, let's start right here. This is what I think I'm going to need for the whole job, right there on that table. Going by how many of these I bought, these are 10 feet long. 10 feet long, I got 10 of them. That's 100 feet of this stuff I'm going to be putting up. It'll be a little bit shorter now because I bought enough that I could trim off ends and stuff. But, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some spouting. But I bought one piece. That's all I needed right now. Okay? But the things in question are going to be these corners. This corner right here. This corner, I want it to go up. See how it's made? They're opposite each other. The other one for the other end. I want it to go up there. You see, they're not very big. I wish they made them longer, but they don't. I wish they made them on the end of 10-footers, but they don't. So this is the way it is. So this is what you got to live with. So what I'm going to try to do is splice this on the end of an 8-footer, or I mean a 10-footer, and then I'm going to cut it off. Once I get it up there, measure, then I'll cut it off the other end. You see what I'm getting at? I do not want to splice over the top of those steps, but this one's, I have to do it. So my first step is I'm going to try to make this seam, all right? The guy I'm going to refer you to, it does not show, or I couldn't find it, him doing one of these corners. He just showed hooking two of those together. All right. To me, this is the most difficult. And he talks about making his seams 2 inches. Right here. 2 inches here and 2 inches on the piece that it goes on. All right, the next thing you're going to see is when I turn this camera back on, this table is going to be cleaned off. I'm going to have all that sitting on top of a cardboard box over here. And when you're moving this stuff, this is just aluminum, and it's got a light coating of paint on it. Scratching, it will scratch. So if you want it to stay white, you're going to have to be careful with it. All right, so I'm just going to turn the camera off and move all that. Okay, here's something you're going to need. You're going to need a drill bit to be able to drill right through. Well, actually it'll be this way. Drill through here. So there's a drill bit that cost me, I think, $6. About all this stuff cost $6. I went and bought a new pair of tin snips. I don't know how they're going to work. I got them at Harbor Freight. Those are about $6. Same thing with this. I needed a square. And that came from Walmart. Walmart, Harbor Freight. And the eave trough stuff came from Lowe's. That's out of the way. As you can see, I moved everything. I set it on a cardboard box. And since it's so long, I set it at the other end on a cooler. Something that's not hard. I don't want to scratch it any more than I have to. You will scratch it some. All right. So you got to remember how this goes on. This flat part goes up against the house. Okay. Right, like this. So if I'm looking at the house, I'll show you. 'Cause I can get confused too. All right, so we're gonna go up here. And in my dreams, this will be securely fastened up there. So looking at the front, I want my elbow down there. So that's what we're going to do. All right, hello. Let me see if you can see all this stuff. Well, we'll need a light now because I'm right over it. Okay, in the video I was telling you about, this guy just uses 2 inches. In other words, he cuts it at 2 inches. And he makes a mark right here, and then he just cuts it like this, right? Well, let's see how far this is. Guess what? He picked 2 inches for a reason. All right, what I'm doing is I don't want this. This will be hanging out in here. I'm going to have to bend that around. But anyway, does that make sense? This will move in like this. And it'll be sitting in there like this. Make sense? I'm going to cut 2 inches out of this, 2 inches out of this, and roll it in there. All right? Here we go. Again, we set it 2 inches. Pencil. I'm going to mark it at 2 inches. I'm going to change this. It wants to flop on you, but it. I'm not do this without. Okay. There's my mark, right there. I'm just going to take this and go from this corner to this corner. And then we're going to try out those tin snips. See that? Now we're going to do the same thing with this. I think. So we're going to do the same thing here. We'll mark in 2 inches. And we'll go from corner to corner. Should have taken this off first, but I didn't. Okay, let's see how well these little snippers work. Man, they don't have very big holes. My fingers won't hardly fit in them. They are sharp little guys. I don't want to make a mistake because I don't want to edit this program very much. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm lazy, I know. These snips got really small holes. You're going to have a hard time putting your fingers in here. But I got them now. I'm going to use them. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Let me turn the camera over here where you can, I don't get in your way all the time. And I'm going to try to cut this in the camera. Remember, I'm not looking at the camera, you are. You're looking through it. If you don't like your position, move. Anyway. Man, they've got little handles. Doing it with my fingers. Whoever designed these had the smallest hands in the world. Jeez. Alright, well, they're sharp. That's all I can say for them. They're so little I can't get my fingers in them. Look. That's as far as I can go. So I wouldn't recommend buying these unless you've got really small, little tiny hands. But anyway, we'll work with it. Alright. They will cut it, but barely. If you're already getting squeamish about doing this, you might want to think about, instead of paying $400, start thinking about paying the guy a lot more, like $2,000. Probably underestimating it too. I know when I paid the bill to get those 2 rows put on, I started this is supposed to like this. Come, it never comes out the way it shows on the videos. look worse. Okay, see, that's what I'm looking for right there. The back is going to take care of itself. This being aluminum. That's really the way you make your splice. So, what I'm going to do, take this back apart and put 3 strips of sealant in here. And I'm going to put a strip across here, and about every 1/4 inch, put 3 stripes of it. Keep it within this distance, this 2-inch distance. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, I don't believe. And then that's the reason, like he said, that's the reason you want to get that on top of it and then push it down in it, not across it. And once we get that done, then I can go ahead and rivet this. And that corner should be sealed. Hey, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, you're gonna need a caulk gun. I'm gonna make as little hole as I can. Okay, this is what I'm going to use. Found that right there at Lowe's. I'm going to take a little, right now I just got the straw if I can, and punch a hole in that foil. They put foil in there to seal these. You see I've cut it off very close to the end, so I've got just a thin caulk. Now I'm going to go in here about a 1/2 inch and caulk it. If I can get it to come out. This stuff is thick. Basically, we're going to put 3 strips of caulk in here. Man, that's stiff. It's not even cold out. What is it? I'm not worried about the top. If it leaks out the top, it's raining too hard anyway. Alright. Now. This is going to get messy. So now, try not to do what I just did. I probably just scratched the living shit out of it. Anyway, what we want to do hook it right there, and then twist it so it lays down in there rather than skid across it. Alright. I'm going to use this pot rivet tool because I own it. Alright. I wrote on here that the drill bit was in here, but it doesn't seem to be. Crap. Okay, so I got this drill bit set for like 20 bucks because my other one's at the cabin. But it's going to come in handy because what I want to do is make the smallest hole I can to get these rivets. So with this little box, I think I'm just going to guess first, and then I'm just going to check it out because these holes are made the right size. See? Yeah. Oh. So far my guess sucks, but we're getting closer. See? Look. That rivet will just go in that hole. So that's the size I need. And I'll just replace seconds. I know it'll be different if you have a different rivet, but you see what I'm doing? Yeah, see, you got a rivet there. If you want, you can paint it white. See that? That, my friends, is backwards. What a monkey. Look, Michael, get your shit together. Playing around with those stupid things. Okay. You want to cut out the part. Okay? You want to cut out the part. So, I did it backwards. These work a lot better. Even though you can't get your hands in them, you can do the outsides. Just don't put your fingers in them. They work fine. Just have to learn to work with them. Okay? Don't forget that step of, don't forget this step. That stupid little thing. Get that down. You can always bend it back up, okay? Now we gotta remember to do the same thing here. I want to cut out this part out. This part out. This part out. Got it? I'm going to try fit it first just to make sure. Gonna work. So, all right, so now I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna measure from that corner right there over and within an inch of the wall there. I'm gonna give myself probably a ½ an inch for the cap and a ½ inch for mistakes. In other words, I want to be able to butt that elbow right against there, because I know that's where the other one's going to be, so I want it to be as close as I can. Okay, so from that corner where it's going to make the actual 90, can you see right there, back to there is 110.5 inches. So I'm going to go cut this at 110.25. I can always cut more off. What I don't want, well, here's the corner of the house here. What I don't want is for this finished end, wherever it ends up, I don't want it to be butted up against the house. I want to make darn sure that I can align this to go around that corner. See? I'm going to stop before I get to those holes. But these work. These are easy to put in. You can adjust them. Yeah, the ones with nails, those sucked. But now that they got screws in them, they're great. Because now you can adjust how tight it is. You can actually make it level. And you don't have to sit there and beat on with a hammer. The ones with the nails really were bad. But these are very economical compared to those other ones. I can buy 10 of these for the price of 2 of the other ones, and you got to put them every 2 feet, so you be the judge. Okay, so what I've done was I've pre-drilled a 1/4 inch hole here. I took a square, I ran it across there, I made sure, and I'm going to put that next hole on the back just below. You notice on this eave trough, see how it's pushed is bent out. It's bent this way towards the house. So this way I won't be messing that up. I'm going to go right below it. Try to get it as square as you can. And pre-drill these before you put them up, because if you don't pre-drill this, these teeth right here are going to, yeah, they're going to cut through there, but they're going to keep pulling this back and forth, and they're going to get this all warped out of shape, and you're going to get leaks behind it. Trust me, I've made every mistake you can possibly think of. Okay, so I took my square, I went along here, and my tape measure. I tape measure from here every 2 feet. I marked it, and I marked it here, and I also marked it in here so I can see where I'm aimed for. I want it to be as straight as I don't want it to be pulling on. I want it to pull straight against the house, okay? Call me crazy. I don't care. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to pre-drill. When I get done, this thing will all be pre-drilled. And then all I got to do is hold it up there and start screwing it in. And they give you a bit that comes with one of the pack of these square drive bit. I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to use this pack wrench. You could use anything, but this just makes it easier for me because it's really light. It's got a hook here to hook it on my pants. Because when you're doing this by yourself, you really need about 10 hands. But before I do any of that, when I get all done, I'm going to show you one more trick before you put this up here. But right now, I'm just going to put down the camera, turn it off, drill out all these holes, and get those screws where I want them. Okay? Okay, so I got all my holes drilled. They're as close to being straight across as I can get them. But remember, I made those marks. Since I'm going to have help tomorrow, I'm just going to set this aside. I'm going to build the other one on the other end. And then I'll go from there. As soon as I get help tomorrow, we'll hang these up. And once I get them hung up, then I can start going straight across the front of making these seams. But I'll have to be making them in the air, so that'll be a little different. Yeah. Hope I can do it. I might want to make this one now, I guess. Maybe I could. I might be able to make that one. I couldn't seam it, but I could get it. I could get it, the holes drilled in and stuff, so that I could just pop it in there. I don't know. Maybe I can. Let me think about this a minute. Okay, I've marked this thing. Started out at a foot, and then every 2 feet. That gives me a foot on each end and 2 feet in between the holes. So now I've marked so straight across from here. Well, let me get the camera so you can see. See that mark? I'm going to drill through this hole. Alright, see that? Alright. Now I'm going to make it just below that break. And I do that on every one. You can see I got a lot of them over there done. The ones that I know are going to be full pieces. This is going to be my first full piece on the very front of the house. So I've already put the end on it. See? Put it in there. Lots and lots of extra caulk. That's right, $5. I got 50 bolts. So there you go. And I've also cut off the end here. It's all ready to make my splice. But remember, you gotta fold them in there. So I'll be doing that on a ladder. And there's no use doing anything else until I've got somebody to help hold one end.